Marco Dominic Gonzalez. I just read a lot of questions in a document that I had mailed to Eric Holder and to Lieutenant Roberts of the Office of the Chief of Police. Uh, so from A, questions that are from A to gosh, man. A to Z, and then I have a double Z, double A, double B, double C, double D, double E, double F. And then I refer in one of my questions to read note 4, so I'm going to do that right now. I had not reviewed what note 4 before reading it right now on camera. So and I wrote this, I wrote it over a period of time. I mailed it on July the 22nd, 2011. So note 4. And in my question, it was basically, if you're not going to answer questions, why? Note 4. All one has to do is put yourself in that person's predicament to make the right decision. If it were your loved one that this happened to, what would you do? What is the right thing to do? Very simple. So the government should take this to the understanding of poor citizens. The government, I was forced into poverty, so there's a difference, obviously. The government should create an infrastructure of simple justice in giving those in society with the least. These citizens should have simple access to what the laws are of their state and they reside in, and federal laws. You can take that further to constitutional laws. It should not be an obstacle for a poor citizen to know that it should not be an obstacle for a poor citizen to know that to find any law that protects their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The hallmark of creating any foundation is, I'm having a lot of trouble reading right now for some reason. The hallmark of creating any foundation is taking into consideration those with the least in society. It is also taking into consideration the intellect of a poor person. I'm going a little now. On every echelon. Creating these sophisticated, complicated systems with a simple approach to information. This takes a degree of knowledge and wisdom mixed with true compassion. I'm going to tell you something. When I was doing this, I couldn't find the laws. And I said that to get the phone conversation between me and this lieutenant. But it was real fast. I was like, because he's really controlling the conversation. As he's a police officer, he knows, he puts me on speaker, he knows, hey man, when it started to get to where I wanted him to, he says, I listened to your complaint, sir. I've listened to you. You have the freedom of information. He just kept saying that over and over. You have the freedom of information. If you want to come into the office, you can make copies of guidelines. There's thousands of them. And it's going to cost you, I believe, 50 cents, 75. Get the conversation. But, he started out real nice. And, he's a cop, obviously. He's like, you know what, man? I don't want to deal with this. I can understand why you don't, man. Because what is the government institution involved in this? Or what is your knowledge of it? It makes me sad, man, because, after this letter, and, obviously, it's like I don't have any rights. And in trying to find, I couldn't find any laws. Every time I'm having, because remember, they took down I couldn't use my computer. I have to go use my aunt's computer that has a lot of government intrusion. It can cause blinding, very difficult. Anytime I'm looking up the laws, it's not there. I can't get directed to anything to define it. So I'm like, you know what, man, I need just someone to answer my questions, obviously. And that didn't happen. So that's in reference to the difficulty of, and really wanting to know what's happened to me. It's like, I'm in a very, what would you do if you were me, man? I'm in a situation, basically, it's like my rights are stripped and nobody's, it's unbelievable. I cannot believe that this is America. It's really hard to believe for me. I'm serious, man. Now, again, this is a law. I'm not going to do, I don't know how many videos I could just do on this stuff right here. I'm going to have to turn this video off and start another one.